Hi, it's Jennifer Alonso with Brazen BFF and the Professional Development Practice Lab. And this is your 5-minute video about preparing for your networking session. So, number one, you're awesome. Good for you for going to a networking session and putting yourself out there. Number two, good for you for watching this video and thinking about networking and how you want to approach it in your own life. What I want you to encourage you to do is to think about, okay, how am I going to prepare in terms of self-care before my networking session? Let me give myself an hour before I go to get myself in the right mindset, to get dressed, to take a shower without being rushed. So I'm not going to my really important networking session immediately from teaching a class or immediately from sitting in front of the computer all day, or in my case today, immediately but after sound editing. I'm going to give myself some time to get ready, to remember what my goals are, and to relax a little bit before it's time to go. I find networking really, really stressful, and I tend to allow myself to engage in some negative self-talk if I get there and I see I'm a little bit weird or dressed a little differently or I'm not sure I belong or I know no one. So taking this hour to prepare is really important. The other thing I'm doing is I'm making sure that my outfit makes me feel like $1,000,000, which it does. By the way, this is a suit I got for $60. It's a $400 designer suit, and if you happen to live in Norfolk or Hampton Roads, Double Take is the place to find those kinds of deals. So it's a consignment shop, and you get to feel like $1,000,000 for maybe not the $1,000,000, which I think is great. So I love my suit. It fits really well. I'm wearing a necklace I like. I'm wearing something that belonged to my mom, who was an entrepreneur, so I like to think about her. I also, you can't see them, but I am wearing shoes that are comfortable that I'm going to be able to stand in for a couple hours. Because here's what I've learned. Even if there's places to sit down and tables at the networking event, nobody does because everyone wants to feel powerful. So if you're wearing those really awesome 6-inch heels that make your feet really hurt, you're not going to get the most of that out of that networking session because guess what? Your feet are going to hurt. You're going to have to go sit down or you're going to have to leave early. So I would really recommend choosing footwear that makes you feel like $1,000,000 without maybe like making your feet hurt after an hour or two. Okay, so there was my preparation for beforehand. I gave myself time to shower, time to wash my face, time to put on a little bit of makeup that makes me feel good without being gross, and time to pick out my outfit. So now it's time to walk out the door. So I'm going to do a couple things, and I want you to do them too. So the first thing is review in your mind, why are you going to this networking session? So maybe it's required for your job. So why is that? What are your goals? So for me, my goal is at this one to get my coaching services out there. So I'm there, I want to introduce myself to as many women as I can and to talk to them about those high stakes conversations that we have to have sometime and how I would like to offer my coaching services to help those women practice, because we're the Professional Development Practice Lab, how I can help them to practice those conversations before they hit the big time. So that's what I'm there for. And I have a couple women that I really want to meet because I know that they are going to help me get the word out. So someone from my university I know is going to be there, and I've already asked her to introduce me to a couple people who she knows in the community. So I know that once I get there, if I see the person I know, I'm going to make a beeline for her and say, hey, can you point out the people that I want to meet? And I've already rehearsed in my head, and I want you to think about, okay, one of the women I want to meet is an executive coach, but is an executive recruiter, but she doesn't actually coach people. And she said that she notices that women have a hard time in interviews and maybe go into the interviews not as strong as the men that she works with. So I want to meet her and talk to her a little bit about my coaching services and helping women feel confident so that she'll refer me. So I already have in mind why I want to meet her and what I would like her to do for me and what I think I can do for her. Of course, when I go to shake her hand, I will ask about her business and try and connect to something she says. So that's set. And so for you, just take a moment and think about, okay, what am I doing? Why am I going to this networking session? What do I want? Maybe even practice out loud a couple things that you want to say to people you meet. All right, so mindset is there. Oh, and now it's time. I just had a negative thought about myself and my work, so now it's time to send my inner critic, Fran. Fran works so hard to make sure I know my place, and she can't really be argued with. So I'm going to suggest to Fran that she go put her feet up for the night and watch a soap opera. She still watches soap operas, I don't know, on the television, and just take the night off from being my inner critic. I'm going to give her the night off. So bye, Fran. Have a really great night. I'm sorry that you're not coming with me, but I know that you really deserve this rest. So bye-bye, Fran. So say hello to your inner critic. Give her or him something to do while you go to this networking event. And finally, I want to make sure that I've put my confidence on, as Tristan said to me once. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go out there as if I'm won a race. So I'm going to stand right here in my living room. No one can see me except the people driving by. Hey, people. No one can see me. I'm just going to make that feeling as if I'd run a race. And you know what? Won a race. Huh. And what's happening for me, I'm just really noticing in my heart that I'm feeling better about myself, that I actually am more willing and more ready and more excited about going out to meet some folks and tell them about my business. And you know what I'm going to rehearse? My business is really worth something. I am the Professional Development Lab, and I can help you with those really important conversations at work. I can help you put on your confidence. I'm really excited to support women out there in the world of work. All right, so I've rehearsed. You rehearse too. And go out there and kick it, because you deserve to succeed in this networking venture and to get what you want out of work and life. Jennifer Alonso with Brazen BFF and the Professional Development Practice Lab. Take care.